Hey guys, welcome to the State of the Channel video for 2017/2018. At the same time, this is also going to be the Hooray! We reached 10k video. So this video will contain first some thanks to you guys and the people that supported me, as well as some announcements on how we're going to celebrate that 10k milestone. Then we'll look back on 2017 and I'll talk about how it went for the channel and me personally. Stay for that. I have pie charts and other nice diagrams. I know you guys like those. Finally, I'll talk about my plans and the changes that are coming to the channel in 2018. Alright, let's go. Huge thanks to all of you guys, my subscribers. 2017 has been quite the year. For the channel has been amazing actually. When I started the channel in September 2015, I thought to myself, if I can get 10 subs, I can get 100. If 100, then 1,000. If 1,000, then 10,000. If I get 10,000, then I can do anything. We reached that point now, and I'm super happy about that. Used to be that people asked me about my YouTube channel, and I had to say, yeah, I got a couple of 100 subs, but you know, the growth is linear, is not linear, but should be exponential. And they looked at me with doubt and sometimes even pity. Now the size of the channel actually speaks for itself. Both to people considering if they should subscribe, they really should, and to devs and publishers considering giving me game access and code so I can make videos with them. The relationship has kind of changed now. It used to be that I had to go begging for codes, and those would not even be pre-release ones if I got them, or I would just get outright refused. I had that happen multiple times. Now I'm getting sent codes that I didn't even ask for because they see the channel and they want to be on it. All this has been made possible because of you kind people, and I thank you very much for that, sincerely. Now I gotta thank some people that have helped me along the way. First, my wife for creating the art for the channel and for suffering every drawback and celebrating every success with me. Then I want to thank Anti-Scamp, a YouTuber. Don't think he's active anymore, but he still has a channel. A YouTuber from Finland that I knew from watching Dare's Tactics and Larry Montes' Distant Worlds collab series way back in 2014, before I even became a YouTuber myself, where he took part and shaped the series with his warmongering ways, basically putting the whole series on a trajectory of attacking all the other people in the galaxy, which I really enjoyed at the time. So you can imagine my surprise when I saw him subbing to my channel back when I only had a handful of subs, like 15 or something. I contacted him and he gave me a lot of great advice, but most importantly told me to believe in myself. He said, one day you'll be a big YouTuber with 10k subs. Well, here we are 2 years later, and he was right. I will always be grateful for the encouragement that he gave me. Thank you very much for that. Next up are Spotnik and Dailyfix, fellow YouTubers and my friends. Spotnik has taught me a huge amount about creating good thumbnails, marketing yourself. The thumbnails on my first 5 Stellaris Tips videos are actually his work. Streaming, loads of technical stuff. He really is a fountain of knowledge, and I've profited immensely from that. And both have always provided a sympathetic ear and encouragement, even in dire times. Thanks for that, you guys. I also got to thank my parents, who were initially very skeptical about the whole YouTube idea. I mean, they're another generation, but they got around to it and are now amongst my biggest supporters. Thank you very much. If we're with the family, I gotta say that my cousin made the great intro/outro music that I'm using on Twitch. Big thanks to her as well. And a large part of this channel's DNA are Paradox games, especially Stellaris. Paradox has always been very kind and forthcoming with game codes and support, even when my channel was tiny in comparison to today. So big thanks to them, and namely to Troy Goodfellow. He has supported this channel since it had like 400 subs. He gave me my first real code. I also want to thank Logic Artists, the guys that made the excellent Expeditions Viking, who have been super friendly and supportive, and who actually watched my Let's Play of their game. Where's Thu Hall, my friends? And unbeknownst to him, never met him or talked to him, I've actually learned a lot about what it means to be a professional content creator from Total Biscuit, via listening to the Co-optional podcast and watching his videos. I sincerely respect his professionalism, integrity, and willingness to grow as a person. Thanks for that. He may never know. Alright, thanks out of the way. Sorry about this. I didn't even win an Oscar. Although actually, Beyoncé have one of the best music videos of all time. Right, let's continue. To celebrate the 10K, I want to do two things. I want to play with all you guys an MP match of Stellaris. Now the question is, do we do this now? Or do we wait until the new Cherry Patch and the Stellaris Apocalypse DLC? Because I've seen footage of the DLC now and it looks really tempting. On the other hand, we could use this MP to sort of send off the old Stellaris. Since the patch will change so many things, it's going to be like a brand new game. And yeah, I'm a bit saddened that the old Stellaris is going, because I had good times with it, but it's probably a good change, yeah. So let me know in the comments if you want to play the current version with me, or the next one, and depending on that, we sort of gotta time the MP a little bit differently. I've been thinking about how to do this, and what I've come up with so far is this. We basically play for a weekend or two, ideally 2 full days, so we get like 10 to 12 hours in. And then if you have 2 days, that's like 20 to 24 hours. That should be enough to actually finish a game if we go for a smaller galaxy. Like, we can't play on a large galaxy because then, well, it depends a little bit on the amount of players, but otherwise it's going to be difficult to really bring a game to an end. I will probably stream my point of view, depending on how we organize this. Although we could also consider having an observer. Maybe I might be able to talk Kato into it or something. We'll see how that goes. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to put out a separate video explaining this whole thing again once we sort of settled on how it's going to go. And then I'm going to give out invites to Discord or another messenger service that we're going to use to sort of talk to each other during the game. Second thing that I want to do is a Q&A video. We haven't had one of those in a long time. It has been requested that I do one, so I'm going to put out a separate video from this asking for questions, collecting them, and then answering them in another video. Right, now what I want to do is look back on 2017, because this is the state of the channel as well. Talk about what happened in my life and on the channel. Let's start with a look at the content that we had on the channel. I've compared this really nifty graphic. So these are all the Let's Plays and Let's Tries, all the series that we had on the channel. These have been quite a few. Most important, I think, have been the Going Tall series and the Expeditions Viking LP. Those have done the most for the channel, I think. Let me know in the comments which of these you watched. Maybe you've watched them all. Maybe you've watched none. And if you sub to the channel because of a specific series and why, that would really interest me. And then I have a different channel prepared. These are sort of one-offs, like single videos. Tutorials, tips, let's peek videos, which are sort of first impressions or mini previews or reviews. That's probably the way most of you guys found my channel. Tutorials pull a lot of people, as do new games in general. Let me know if you came to the channel that way. My most successful video this year has by far been the 10 beginner mistakes for Stellaris video, which you can see in this picture. Yeah, where are you, buddy? Where are you? Yeah, in the third row in the middle, 10 beginner mistakes, pretty much in the center of the picture. That is currently sitting at 280,000 views, representing about 10% of the total lifetime channel views. So that has been a huge success. I'm going to try to replicate that in some form or fashion in the new year. Right, what else happened this year besides tons of videos being uploaded? Well, the wife, our cats, and I moved from our quiet provincial flat to Munich, which gave me great internet speed. I've prepared a pic, so you can all envy me. You can see that I have 152 Mbps down and 52 up. So uploading is no longer any sort of problem. I still remember the days when I had to fill the whole queue with all the videos that are recorded during the day, then let the PC run over the night, and hopefully they would all be uploaded by the next morning when I would start to record again. So that is a really nice change that we got that. And the move sort of also did allow me to build a proper recording studio. I made a whole video about this, but here's some pictures that show you my studio in the old flat and the new recording studio in the new one. So as you can see, this is already in a state of things being packed in, because I made that picture right before we started the move, or when we already did start the move. But as you can see, I have a curtain above my screen where I used to record, and that was actually sucking up a lot of the reverberation and other unwanted sounds that you don't want when you record. Now have a look at the new flat place. I didn't have this for long, so I only have this picture. But you can see that I'm surrounded by dry plaster walls, which cause a lot of reverberation and echo to fall back and totally destroy the sound, which is not good. So I basically bought all this sound foam and then put these on wooden sheets and put them to the walls and stuff. In the corner of the room, we're still missing the lamp that I have now there to take care of the lighting and all that, but I'm really happy with this recording studio now. I also enjoy having a green screen that I can just pull up right before the screen, before the stream, just seconds before that. Setting up the whole green screen in the old flat took me about half an hour, because the lighting was always different, the distance of the green screen to the camera was always different, and so on. Which then forced me to find the new optimal chroma key setting every time I did. And now it's just one setting, one lighting, it doesn't change, so I'm just ready to go and record whenever I want it. Alright, let's have a look at some numbers and data for the channel. We're going to start with the watch time. Just going to pull that up. Going to edit that in later then. Alrighty, so as you can see, people have watched over 45 years of video content this year. That is pretty amazing. It would take one person that was born at the start of the year 45 years to watch everything that you guys have watched. That is insane, actually. You can also see that the channel has had the vast majority of its lifetime views in this year. 2.3 million views out of the 2.9 million lifetime views. So in that regard, 2017 has been exceptional. You can also see the spike in views and watch time at the end of March and the beginning of April. That is the release of Expeditions Viking and Stellaris Utopia and the series and videos that I did around them. They both had tips videos accompany them and all that. So yeah, that went really well. All right. Now let's have a look at the devices that you guys are using to watch the channel. Looks like the PC is still the preferred device for people to watch YouTube, but mobile phones and tablets are already in second and third place. Unsurprisingly, average view duration is lowest for people watching on mobile, highest for people watching on TV, because if you sit down to actually watch some Let's Plays on TV, then you're probably going to stick with it. Whereas mobile, I mean, you might just be watching episodes in between catching a bus or something, so I get that. Different devices, different viewing habits. This brings us to audience retention, which is a really important stat for all YouTubers, and I watched that one actually very closely. As you can see, the average view duration is just above 10 minutes, which means on average people watch about a third to a half of my 20 to 30 minute long videos. I mean, some videos are longer, some are shorter, but I try to stick to the 20 to 30 minute long episodes. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Because it looks like this has been pretty stable over the year, which means my quality has not dropped, it just has stayed about the same. You can see that there is a pretty heavy drop in March and April, just when we had that huge influx of views and new people to the channel. And that's pretty normal, because, I mean, you have a bunch of guys coming to the channel, new. They check out if it's something for them, maybe they don't like it, and then they leave, and that all drops the average view duration, which is, I mean, can freak you out if you're new to this, but I kind of know how to take it now. Yeah, happy that it is stable. If this were to drop significantly, I would be very worried indeed, because it means that people are no longer watching stuff. It also shows you why I stick to the 20 to 30 minute episodes for the most part. Look at the first episode of the Expedition Vikings Let's Play, Taste the Danax. It's like number 10 or so from the top. These were all 1 hour long episodes because I thought I'd get more progress done and all that. And it only has 13% average percentage viewed. It has a lot of views and it has a decent amount of view time, but a lot of that episode just goes to waste and is unwatched because people don't have the time to sit down for an hour-long episode and really watch it from start to end. So that's probably going to inform how I approach future RPGs, I guess. Right, let's go to the more direct interactions that you guys have with me and each other. First, likes and dislikes. As you can see, we have an overall number of 61.5 thousand likes, which is great if you compare it to the only 765 dislikes the channel had. These are pretty healthy numbers. Makes me very happy that people like the content that I put out. You will also notice that the 10 beginner mistakes has a rather high like to dislike ratio compared to other videos. This is fine, considering that the audience that watches the video is to a huge percentage not my loyal subscribers. Like, I don't have 280,000 people yet. It's just people looking to get better at Stellaris. Some of them don't like the advice, already knew what I had to say, or they were just offended that someone could have the audacity to give them advice even though they already know all about Stellaris. Why they clicked on the video then will remain a mystery, most likely for them just as much as for us. But it's not a problem for the channel. My favorite thing about being a YouTuber is next, comments. I take a lot from these comments. We got 6,337 comments across the whole year, with a spike on June the 16th, which coincides with the episode in the Going Tall series where the Unbidden invaded the galaxy. That is 17.3 comments per average on day. It depends pretty heavily on how much activity is on the channel, how much I respond back, because that causes more comments and so on. Still read all the comments I get religiously. I have the mobile creator studio on my phone, so every time I get a comment I get notified and then I look at the comment. Answering them all has proven difficult at times, especially if there are a lot of them and I have a lot of other stuff going on, but I try to put some time aside each week to answer them. Sometimes it works out better, sometimes it works out worse. I'm going to take this opportunity to say that reading your comments, exchanging strategies, ideas and criticism are a huge part of what gets me going. Friendly comment a day has me happily recording away, so please keep it up. Finally, let's take a look at the demographics of the channel. So I have a mostly male audience, with about half of them between 25 and 34 years old, with a further 40% being in the age bracket below and above. I think you can definitely see the maturity of the channel audience in the comment section. Yes, even I get the occasional idiot, but the vast majority of comments and interactions with viewers and subscribers are friendly, constructive, and respectful. Let's keep it that way even as the channel grows bigger and bigger. It becomes more and more of an anomaly. I mean, like, the comment sections of really big channels are normally shit shows. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. Where do all the viewers come from? Let's have a look at that. A third of the viewers are from the United States, followed by 12% from Germany, 11% from the UK, and 5.4% from Canada. Together, these four countries stand for over 70% of the channel views. Not really surprising considering the channel is in English with a German accent, so that explains the German people, I guess. I also have a very strong Scandinavian viewership, with Sweden at 3.1%, Denmark at 2.2%, and Norway at 2%, representing another 7% of the total watch time. Makes sense if you consider that I've been playing a lot of Viking-themed stuff and lots of games from Paradox, Swedish company. I also think that the English of the Scandinavian people is pretty good, because they never get their own audio version. They always get English version and then subtitles, as far as I know, and that really improves your English, because you always have the right way to say things in your ear and all that. So it must be easier to watch English videos when you're from Scandinavia. We've got lots of viewers though from all around the world. Wherever you may be watching from, thank you very much for being here. Okay, enough with the numbers and the graphs now. Those of you who subbed to the channel for a longer while would have noticed that the video output dropped significantly after the move in June. And I want to address that and sort of talk a little bit about why that is or was. This was firstly due to the need to put energy and time into preparing and executing the move and all that comes with it, putting up pictures and getting some furniture that you are missing. All that kind of stuff takes time and energy that would have gone into content creation otherwise. Secondly, I started streaming on Twitch, and that also took quite a bit of time and energy to just properly set it up, learn the ropes, and find out what kind of schedule I can keep up, all that kind of stuff. Thirdly, because I had to properly found a business for the channel, because the channel was starting to generate some revenue, and that had to be properly declared and taxed to not cause problems later down the line. That also took some time and energy away. I really don't enjoy that, but you gotta do these admin things, or you get you're gonna really hurt later down the line. So I try to do that correctly beforehand. Fourthly, because I had burned out a bit, since I pushed really, really hard in the first half of the year with both Expeditions, Viking and Stellaris Utopia release being really close together, and the need that I felt to also pre-record tons of content to cover the duration of the move. And because I did not know when I could set up my studio again, so I had to cover a lot more time than it then turned out to take. I've since taken measures to recover from that, and I'm actually making good progress, so that should be hopefully a thing of the past soonish. Lastly, though, we got hit with the YouTube adpocalypse, and that has drained my motivation to make videos a huge deal. If you're following the YouTube sphere closely, you have probably heard of this, but if not, I'm just going to give you a super brief overview. Started when PewDiePie made a couple of really tasteless jokes, jokes that the Wall Street Journal then used to write a hit piece on him, basically suggesting that YouTube should kick him out, and why are there ads running on this super racist guy's channel? I've read that article, and if I were PewDiePie, I would have probably sued these guys for slander and libel, because it's just, that's not journalism, taking stuff out of context, not asking someone for comment before you put out an article on them. It's just bad. Anyhow, damage was done. Other old media outlets could not let the chance pass by to whack the new media. They're losing relevance, they're losing subscribers by the day to us YouTubers and other new media types. So why not try to kill that whole new media off by taking away the revenue of that new media? That sounded like a good idea, right? At least in their mind. So big companies started to pull ads from YouTube, so YouTube had to act. I understand that. How they did it, though, I'm not happy about. They did this in the usual way. Instead of going for a solution in cooperation with its content creators, they decided to just let loose an automated bot that from then on scours the website, looks for videos with inappropriate and advertiser-unfriendly content. If it finds such content, it will flag them as such, greatly reducing the revenue of the videos or even completely demonetizing them. Problem was that this bot is just plain stupid and just flags things with wild abandon. Look at this. This shows you a whole day of recording. Everything is flagged. Just everything is flagged. So the yellow icons basically show you that the bot has seen that video and decided it's not suitable for advertisers. I can, of course, request a manual review by a real person to get the monetization status reversed. But at this point, the damage has already been done. You probably know this. Most videos get the lion's share of their views in the first 24 hours after release. What is worse, other YouTubers have worked out that the YouTube algorithm actively punishes demonetized and unmonetized videos by not showing them as much in the suggested video sections and so forth, which is pretty important. That's a lot of the views that videos get from just being in the suggested section. This does not change even if the video gets reviewed and is fully remonetized. Well, if you have a huge channel, then the views will bounce back after a while because you still have a big fan base that are even searching for the video and looking at it, and that will sort of signal the YouTube algorithm that this is still a video worth watching, and it's gonna creep back in terms of views, and then at some point it'll sort of get rid of the effect of unmonetization. But that is like true for channels with a couple of 100,000 or even millions of subscribers. Definitely not for a small channel like mine. So all the small channels are pretty much screwed because their pull just isn't enough to signal the algorithm that the video is actually good content, and it gets buried. If you create content week after week, and every time you upload, all the videos you upload get flagged, you get demotivated really quick. It's like water torture. Always the drop on the head. It always says, every time it happens, your content is worthless. We don't care about you and other small creators. My channel is not a drama channel. It's here for information and entertainment. So I haven't really said anything about this until now. I mean, I did rant a little bit on the streams, but I did not make a YouTube video or anything about that. But I was and am pretty mad about this because you work really hard to build something, and then the platform that you're working on and other interested parties just come and take a huge dump on that. That is pretty frustrating. But so I got to try to become more independent from YouTube. Twitch is one of the ways to do that. That's why I'm not streaming on YouTube, even though I could reach way more people. I do not want to be more dependent on YouTube. That's just not the way to go. I've been also working on a Patreon campaign. If you do not know Patreon, it's a platform where people can pledge money directly to creators and then get certain benefits. Still working on the campaign as of yet, just because it really needs to be thought out well, and I want to give enough rewards back and all that kind of stuff, so that people that are huge fans of the channel and want to support the channel and me doing my thing can actually support me directly, cutting out YouTube as the middleman completely, and yeah, hopefully making me more independent. I haven't quite finished with this, but I'll let you know when it'll be ready, which will hopefully let me enjoy doing YouTube more again. And I mean, if Patreon does really well, I can even just ignore the whole views and the whole demonetization, and just people that want to watch it will find it and will watch it. Righty, this brings me to my plans for 2018. Look at this diagram, visualizing what the channel should deliver. That's sort of my ideal idea, and sort of thought about what the channel is actually gonna deliver and should do, ideally. As you can see, we have three main areas which overlap at certain points. Channel is providing entertainment, information, and community for you guys, and for me as well. And all the activities that happen on and around the channel can be put into one or more of these categories. Looking back on 2017, we can see that entertainment has been the most consistent of these categories, representing hundreds of Let's Play episodes and lots of live streams, which then also get uploaded to YouTube in the second half of the year. This has been the main area where I've invested my time and energy, but it has not been the area that has been the most beneficial for the channel. That would be the information area of the channel. A handful of tutorial videos. I showed you the tutorial videos I did during the year prior to this. Handful of those represent a huge amount of the channel's views during the last year. Now, of course, you cannot draw a clear line between the Let's Plays and the informational videos, since informational video viewers that come for a tutorial often stay for the Let's Plays, and furthermore might not even stay on the channel and subscribe without the accompanying long-form content. Like if you can't see how things are being done in detail, maybe you go to somewhere else. I also really enjoy doing Let's Plays, way more than I enjoy doing the info videos, simply because the info videos can be a lot of work between coming up with the ideas, scripting, gathering the footage, and editing the final video. It takes a lot more hours and energy to create a single tutorial info tips video compared to a Let's Play episode. These also do take some energy, setting them up, thinking about a backstory, creating the thumbnail and all that, but yeah. But yeah, info videos also really rake in the views, especially if you take into account that these videos aren't being hit as hard by the whole demonetization thing, since people are actively looking for tutorials and tips, giving these videos lots of views over a much longer period of time, giving it time to recover from being demonetized. So from this point of view, it is clear that the informational part of the channel needs to be increased, should get much more attention and energy than it did in 2017. But there's also work to be done on the entertainment side. I have real difficulties with killing off a series, even if the view counts are very, very low, because the few people that do watch a particular series do get quite invested. I've had the same experience with some of the Let's Play series I have watched myself. If they're just cut off randomly, it really feels bad. On the other hand, though, you could say that I'm doing a disservice to the rest of my subscriber base if I create content only for a fraction of them. Take the current Crusader Kings 2 series. About 300 people watch that series, which at this moment represents about 2.8% of my subscribers. The other 97% got nothing to watch, because I really can keep up so many Let's Play series at the same time, because, I mean, time and energy are limited. So the logical step would be to kill that series, both from a get the most views, egoistical perspective, and from the perspective of the other subscribers that are not going to watch that series. They subbed, but are not getting the content they want. So the solution that I've come up with is twofold. I do want to have regular votes on new series, instead of just starting a series without knowing what you guys actually want to see, or following a couple of very vocal viewers. So I'm still going to reserve the privilege of starting a particular series if I really fancy playing a certain game, but I always have lots of playthrough ideas and games that I would enjoy. So I will just let you guys decide, all the viewers. This covers the starting of a new series. As for the ending of a series, I have thought about this for quite a while, and I think I've come up with a fair solution for this. Since the channel is going to have a Patreon campaign attached to it pretty soon, I want to form, as part of this campaign, something like a channel council, made up of those people that are so invested in the channel that they decided to support it on Patreon. If the viewership of a series drops below a certain threshold, healthy series, I've looked at lots of different Let's Play channels, a healthy series has between 5% and 15% of the total subscriber count of that channel watching. So that means that if a channel has 200,000 subscribers, you should expect between 10 and 15,000 views on each episode, I think. That's actually not true. No, it is true. Yeah, between 10 and 15,000. That is what we kind of want to aim for if the series is healthy. So if it drops below a certain threshold and I'm not hell-bent on continuing the series, I would delegate that decision to the channel council and let the people that are the most invested in the channel decide. This solves both problems. The low view count does not matter for the economical well-being of the channel then, if it gets balanced out by the Patreon's financial support. This solves my I need to get the most views problem. And since the patrons are most likely the biggest supporters and fans of the channel, they also should have a say in how the channel is run, since they are way more invested in the channel, and will probably be the people that would be hurt the most if I just kill a series. Please let me know what you think about that solution for the problem. Your feedback would be most welcome, because I've been just thinking about this on my own. So yeah, I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. So, taking all this into account, I want to proceed thusly. I really put thusly in the script. Really? Oh well. I want to run at least 2 classic Let's Play series at any time, which get picked by you guys, everyone, not just the patrons. If their view count drops below a certain threshold, I will let the council of the channel vote on the continuation of the series. At the same time, I want to increase the informational content on the channel, so I will do my utmost to have either one new info video on the channel per week, be it a tutorial, tips video, or discussion of the latest Stellaris dev diary or patch. Alternatively, this can be replaced by a Let's Try or a Let's Peek of a new or upcoming game. Streaming will continue as it used to, with 3 regular streams per week, each with a length of 3.5 hours. If I deem the stream footage suitable for YouTube, like if it's good content that you would enjoy watching here, I will try to put that up. On YouTube, since I know that some of you cannot come to the streams because time zones are evil and you or I live in the wrong one. So, this is all I really had to say about the channel specifically. I'm sure 2018 will be great. We've got lots of great games coming up, ranging from a big Stellaris DLC in early 2018 and Surviving Mars, a new Paradox strategy game, Kingdom Come Deliverance in late February, which is a properly historical medieval role-playing game, and maybe we'll even see Mount & Blade 2 later in the year. I mean, I have not given up hope. It's only been 6 years of development, so come on. We'll also have another Star Trek New Horizons multiplayer game, most likely, with the devs and other YouTubers and streamers, which was a ton of fun last year. We had one of that, the Clash of the Devs. And also going to try to do more collaborations in general, either multiplayer stuff, Succession game, or some other form of collab. I want to make, of course, the most of the game codes that I get sent now by introducing you guys to new and great games that you might not otherwise have found. And I will definitely keep up the Stellaris tutorials, because the new patch seems to change just about everything in the game, and they will definitely be needed and appreciated. I'm going to end the video with some of the nicest comments I have received in the past year. Thank you all so much for being part of the channel. I appreciate it extremely. Now, if you really made it to the end of the video, we're going to have a code word. Our code word is going to be walrus. If you put walrus in the comments, I know you actually watched until the very end of this, beating the audience retention and the average view duration of 10 minutes. Thank you very much for that. Looking forward to a great 2018. Wish you have the same. See you in one of my other videos. Thanks and bye-bye.